Raila Odinga'S think tanks believes very strongly that he's going to easily become the next president of the Republic of Kenya in 2022. And by the way, let me ask you, do you know any member of Raila Odinga'S think tank apart from Professor Adam Solo and Professor Sihanya? Because this think tank always meet every Tuesday, I think either Tuesday or Thursday, every single week. They strongly believe that Raila Odinga is easily going to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And that's why Raila Odinga is doing things differently. Anybody who has always followed the politics of Raila Odinga will agree that this time around, they are doing things differently. Around this time in 2016, Raila Odinga already had a functional secretariat. His diary calendar was full. Raila Odinga had activities. He was pushing for electoral reforms through IBC. He was pushing for judicial reforms. Raila Odinga was busy. But this time around, nothing. Because the team believes that he's going to easily become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. But I want to remind them that they are facing an opponent by the name William Samoei Arap Ruto, a man who's been here, done that, and understands the system. Ruto was with Moi when Moi stole the 1992 election. He was deeply involved. He was again with Moi in 1997. William Ruto was again with KANU when they tried to impose Uhuru Kenyatta in 2002. And he understood why they failed that time. Again, he was with Raila Odinga when Raila Odinga's victory was stolen. He was with Uhuru Kenyatta and witnessed how money and deep state delivered victory to them. So this is the guy they are facing. So it's not going to be business as usual. But they are taking it easy. That Raila Odinga is going to easily become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. So in this video today, I want to explain to you guys why Raila Odinga's handlers believes that Raila Odinga will easily become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is simple. We analyze politics in a way you can't get any other place. So the best thing is to click subscribe button. Let me give you some seconds to do that. Just do it now so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys from bottom of my heart for your continued support. Without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Please, I want to place a request. Give this particular video thumbs up. For those who can share, please share. And for those who can drop their comments, do the same. And again, for those who are in Nairobi, there's a fully furnished apartment in Athi River, Great Wall Gardens. 3-bedroom going for 5,000. 4-bedroom going for 6,500. I'm going to put the details, the contact for those who want to use it. You can mention my name, you can get a discount. It's very nice, only 15 minutes drive from JKIA and to JKIA. Very good deal. Now let us get back to business. Will Raila Odinga contest for the presidency? That's the question which most Kenyans have been asking. And Raila Odinga's response has always been very consistent. That he will only talk about 2022 after the Building Bridges Initiative process. And we all know that the Building Bridges Initiative process was dealt a major blow by the courts. But Raila Odinga is still insisting he will only talk about it until that time. But if you ask me, the name Raila Odinga is going to be on the ballot in 2022. And signs are there. Let me tell you a few things which I've observed, which can prove that Raila Odinga is going to be on the ballot. The first thing which I've observed is the rebranding of Odin party. After the last general election, the ODM party embarked on rebranding. They wanted to deal with the issue of ODM nominations, which has always been blamed for their failure to win many seats. Then Raila Odinga went further and bought a new office for the ODM party, because the original Orange House, they were paying rent. And he even went further and formed a task force. And that task force led to the disbandment of the National Elections Board, just to make ODM party appear as a new or reformed party. So that rebranding alone confirms that Raila Odinga is up to something. The second thing which Raila Odinga has done is that he has actually overhauled the ODM office and operations. If you go to Orange House today, there are certain individuals who are no longer there. They've been there, they're no longer there. The way operations are conducted there is a bit also different. And Raila Odinga is promising that in the next few months, he's going to overhaul the entire office. So many people are going to go home. Heads are going to roll. Why? Because Raila Odinga is keen on the presidency. He can't rely on the same team which he used in 2007, which he used in 2017, and again which he used in 2013, 17, and again he can't use that team. So there's a lot happening within the ODM party. The third thing is that Raila Odinga has been rallying support. If Raila Odinga was not going to be on the ballot, rest assured there are certain things he would not be doing. One of the things he would not be doing is that he would not be receiving delegation after delegation in Karen and at Capitol Hill, and even receiving defectors at Orange House. Raila Odinga is rallying support. And today in this country, there are so many people who also believe that even the president is likely to endorse Raila Odinga. That points to someone who is already laying an elaborate plan to contest for the presidency in 2022. Because of rallying support and receiving endorsement, I think strongly he's going to run. Number 4, so far Raila Odinga has not endorsed anyone. The person he ought to have endorsed was Kalonzo Musyoka. And recently, when he was in Ukambani and he was challenged by local leadership, Raila Odinga's response was very simple. That we went outside there to campaign to win. And the arrangement we had was that I was going to serve for 1 term. And he posed a question: have I served for 1 term? Of course, he has not served for 1 term, which means Kalonzo Musyoka can just go ahead and support him again and serve 1 term, then he will leave for him. Because of that, I strongly believe he's going to run. Even in ODM party, where the ODM announced, where ODM requested those who are interested in the presidency to submit their applications, 2 people submitted, Oparanya and Joho. Only the 2. How far has that process gone? It has gone mute. Because of those signals, I strongly believe that Raila Odinga is going to be on the ballot in 2022. But his team believes strongly that 2022 is a walkover for Raila Amolo Odinga. They believe so because of these 4 reasons. Number 1, they believe that politics is a game of numbers, and that Raila Odinga has the numbers. And there's always this question about Raila Odinga and the numbers, whether those numbers are still intact. Raila Odinga's think tanks believe that Raila Odinga's numbers are still intact. The few who might have left will actually be compensated for from central Kenya. They believe that Jubilee Party benefited a lot by depressing the ODM support base and inflating the Jubilee stronghold. So they believe that there are certain areas in Rift Valley whose numbers were inflated. They also believe that there are certain areas in central Kenya or the larger Mount Kenya region whose numbers were inflated. Without those inflation, they strongly believe that those numbers will come down drastically, and that will cover for the lost ground of the people who shall have moved to the other side. So they strongly believe that Raila Odinga has the numbers. Number two, they are also looking at the Mandela's moment. This moment was actually coined by a gentleman called David Murathe. According to David Murathe, Raila Odinga is going to be a transitional president, basically to allow the rest to plan for the future. Uhuru Kenyatta's term in office is coming to an end. His candidate, Gideon Moi, cannot contest now. Again, Raila Odinga is here, and Uhuru Kenyatta has to deal with a historical injustice. He has to appease the Odingas by handing over the presidency. And they are going to do it this way. Assuming we are going to go to the election, then these guys are going to force a rerun. And that rerun is where they are hoping that Mandela's moment is going to come into play based on Raila Odinga's age. Raila Odinga is currently 75, 6, around there. After 5 years, after 22, how old will he be? Very old. So Raila Odinga, amongst all these candidates, can be easily sweet-talked to run only for one term. And he can agree. Do you think Musalia Mudavadi can run for one term? Do you think Kalonzo Musyoka can pen an agreement that I'm going to serve for the presidency for one term? What about Gideon Moi? But they can easily agree on Raila Odinga based on his age. Just like one time, Francis Atwoli advised someone to just sit down, take a pen and a paper and calculate the age of Raila Odinga. So because of that, they believe that when a rerun is forced, the other presidential candidates can easily rally around Raila Odinga in the hope that he's only going to serve for one term. Number three is President Uhuru Kenyatta's support. The truth of the matter is that President Uhuru Kenyatta is the current president of the Republic of Kenya. Against all odds, President Uhuru Kenyatta was elected the president of the Republic of Kenya in 2013. Again in 2017. Someone who was declared, because declaring someone a president of the Republic of Kenya is not easy. Someone who was declared the president of the Republic of Kenya cannot be underrated. He campaigned. He understands this country. There are areas he could not campaign. There are areas he would easily win. So he understands the dynamics of Kenyan politics. Apart from that, he's the current president, which means he has the state machinery. Again, Uhuru Kenyatta is not your ordinary Kenyan. This is a prince, well-managed, so he can decide to even pump his money in the campaign. And above all, the mere fact that Uhuru Kenyatta has fallen out with his deputy is another reason, because these guys believe that Uhuru Kenyatta is going to do everything within his powers to try to block his deputy. Whether he's going to succeed or not, we can't tell, but he's going to do everything within his power to block his deputy. So because of Uhuru Kenyatta's support, these guys are relaxing. Number 4 is Jubilee failures. The truth of the matter is that Jubilee government has failed. It failed in the first term. Again, in the second term, it has also failed. But Raila Odinga think tanks believe they can convince Kenyans that Jubilee government failed in the first term, and that in the second term, they've actually tried. And that's why Uhuru Kenyatta stated in recently that he has actually performed better in the second term than he did in the first term. They want to draw a line between the first term and the second term. Again, when it comes to corruption, corruption was a way of life in Jubilee government's first term. What about the second term? You can only talk of the COVID. You can't pinpoint any massive looting the way it used to happen. Inflation of cost. Stalled projects. You can't talk of all those in the second term. So they believe that they can use those to convince Kenyans to easily vote for Raila Amolo Odinga over William Samoei Ruto. And that's why recently, when while on, was it KTN or NTV? Was it KTN NTV or Citizen? William Ruto was very clear recently that according to him, the government performed better in the first term, and that majority of the projects which are being completed now were actually designed in the first term, because he understands so well that these guys are planning to use the failure of Jubilee government in the first term to help Raila Amolo Odinga with his campaigns. I don't know what you think. Do you think Jubilee government performed better in the first term, or it didn't really perform? Let me hear your thoughts. And do you think Raila Odinga will easily, in quotes, easily become the next president of the Republic of Kenya? Let me hear your thoughts. And again, for those watching the channel for the first time, click the subscribe button now. Bye-bye.